Hello everyone, welcome to the Green Man channel for my second video on Iron Maiden. I did a video a while back about my favourite hidden gems, or the songs that I considered to be kind of less popular but really good Iron Maiden tracks, and this time round I do my top 10, my personal, real absolute favourite Iron Maiden songs from their pretty awesome catalogue of music, although it must be said, like many people, I tend to lean more towards their older albums in terms of replay value and going back, whereas some of the more recent stuff, I did enjoy Book of Souls actually, but it'll be interesting to see as well what comes with the new album due out on Friday. But anyway, not to talk about that today. I'll be covering my favourite 10 Iron Maiden songs. Feel free to drop yours in the comments. Obviously this particular list of mine, as I say, it's personal, it may not be the same as yours, but this is the Iron Maiden experience. We all have come to experience this amazing, legendary band differently, and live they are, to me, there aren't many bands that match Iron Maiden live for my money. So, coming in at number 10 is The Wicker Man from Brave New Worlds. Perhaps on this list, it's one of the more unusual choices. I'm saying this because this song was a song that got me interested in Maiden, because before The Wicker Man, I'd only heard Run to the Hills and Can I Play with Madness. Two good songs, great hits, ones that crowd pleasers, but for me, they weren't quite enough to get me really into Iron Maiden. It took hearing something like The Wicker Man, I think, for me to get a bit more interested and think, okay, yeah, this is pretty cool actually. I like this stuff. So I've got The Wicker Man in number 10 on my list. Number 9 is what I consider one of the most underrated Iron Maiden songs. Yes, it sounds very much like a song of that era, and it's Judas Be My Guide of Fear of the Dark. Just such an amazingly catchy, really cool. It doesn't outstay its welcome. The song is what it is, but what it is just, I personally really like that song, and I think it's partly the solo towards the end, but also I think Bruce's that chorus in this is just what you want, I think, from that kind of an Iron Maiden song. It's just amazing, and as I say, it doesn't outstay its welcome. Number 8 on my list is Strange World from the Iron Maiden debut album. Again, this one, perhaps another slightly unusual choice here. But I really do think this song on this album is really underrated. I hardly ever hear people talking about this track. They talk about every single other track on Iron Maiden's debut album, but they leave this one off. I don't know if that's because it's slightly ballady, slightly ballad-esque in its makeup, but what it is, I think, is also really just exemplifies how good a singer Paul Di'Anno was when he hits those high notes in this track. And I also love the brooding guitar melody that this one presents. I think it's got a lot of great, real potential to it, and I'm sort of surprised that it hasn't really kind of stayed with the fan base, in my opinion, as much as a lot of the other Iron Maiden songs, particularly from the early era. And it kind of surprises me. Strange World, strange enough, gets forgotten about a lot. Me, it's one of my favourites. But coming in at number 7 is The Trooper from Peace of Mind, going from a relative, not unknown Iron Maiden song, but one that doesn't get talked about, to one that is talked about in some volume. That's, The Trooper from Peace of Mind, such an iconic track. Live, they perform it, obviously, it's amazing to see live. You think of the flying of the flag and everything else that has now just become associated with Iron Maiden, and this track is very much at the heart, I think, of what makes Iron Maiden so good. And it's tracks like The Trooper that have sealed their legendary status over the years. Wonderful song. Moving on now, I think we're to number 6, which is one of the best Iron Maiden opening tracks to any of their albums. That's Where Eagles Dare from Peace of Mind. Just a classic in every sense of the word. Kicks off Peace of Mind almost as it means to go on. It's just a brilliant album from start to finish. where Eagles Dare is just what a way to sort of fire the gun off to get this album underway. Nothing quite like it in much of other heavy metal albums that I listen to. Number 5 is Wasted Years from Somewhere in Time. Real anthemic song, this one. I have to say, it resonates a bit with me personally because I used to listen to this as a teenager, I think, at my college days before taking exams, my A-levels, and I would listen to this, I think, quite a bit. It was just very motivational. As the years have gone by, obviously, you sort of realise the meaning more of some of these songs and the lyrics about the wasted years and everything, and kind of regrets and all that kind of thing. And it suddenly, takes even more resonance as kind of I've gotten older. And I just think it's an amazing track. Great build up as well with that riffing, and then delivers on superb guitar solo as well, in my opinion. Number 4 is the closing track from that same album, Somewhere in Time. It's Alexander the Great, a way to not only deliver on an epic song, but to have a history lesson tied in with that epic song. It's something else how Iron Maiden did this. I think this deserves to be really high up on my list, and I've always loved this track. One of my most revisited Iron Maiden tracks. Had to be on here, and it had to be high up as well. Number 4, Alexander the Great from Somewhere in Time. And number 3 is from the Number of the Beast album. Number of the Beast took me a while to get to for some reason. I'd heard the big hits on it, but it took me a bit of time to get to it. And I realised just after listening to this song a few times how much I thought I'd been missing this one out. And it's The Prisoner from this album. Just an awesome, awesome song. Seen them do it live, and that has stayed with me ever since. Love The Prisoner. What a track. Number 2 is POWERSLAVE, the title track of the same album name. And wow, I think I can see this being a lot of other people's choices. It's one of these tracks as well, I think, where it shows why Iron Maiden was so good, particularly in the 1980s. I think their more recent albums, sometimes there's lots and lots of build-up in their songs, but they don't deliver on the climactic moment. And POWERSLAVE is a great example where, yes, there's build-up, with those amazing guitar solos in the middle of this song, but then you get the climax, and you don't get that so much in more recent Iron Maiden albums, for my money. You get it here with POWERSLAVE, and the twin guitar, as ever, is in such good form here. Had to be my number 2. Almost my number 1, but what did take my number 1 spot? Actually, being honest here, this was an easy choice because Infinite Dreams, there we go, Infinite Dreams from Seventh Son of the Seventh Son, in every way, I think, has everything I like about Iron Maiden in one song. And the ending line of Bruce Dickinson's Where Would You End, in Heaven or in Hell? The way he sings that, when I heard that, I just and got to the end of the song, it's like you've been on this incredible journey from the very start of where this song begins. And I think I remember when I listened to this, not necessarily the first time, but the second or third time, and I realised just how good this was. My jaw was hanging, off my face, probably in expression terms. Just that how jaw-droppingly good this song was, and I've been in love with it ever since. It's that album as well, possibly a favourite Iron Maiden album, I think. But yeah, what a song, Infinite Dreams. That's my number 1 Iron Maiden track. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Feel free as ever to like and subscribe if you like lists, you like album reviews, or perhaps even some of the coverage I do on sci-fi, fantasy and horror stuff. So anyway, bid you all farewell. Enjoy, if you're in the UK, enjoy bank holiday weekends, what's left of it. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your weekends. Take care, everybody. See you later.